The backpack zipper screamed like a rusted hinge in the silence of the attic. My fingers, numb from digging through 12 years of dust and forgotten baseball gloves, froze when they closed around the envelope. Yellowed edges soft as old skin, addressed in her looping cursive, "To my love forever." Not to me. To someone whose name I didn't know yet. I was 43, alone in the house that still smelled faintly of her vanilla candles, and the letter was wedged between our son's kindergarten drawings and a cracked Game Boy. The paper trembled in my grip like a trapped bird. I shouldn't have opened it. I did. If you're reading this, I'm gone. I tried to stay. God, I tried. But every time I looked at him, at you, I saw the life I was drowning in. Mark makes me breathe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Tell Jamie I love him. Tell him I'm the coward, not you. Mark. The name hit like a fist to the sternum. Mark from the office, the one who'd brought her coffee every morning for a year, who'd lingered at our Christmas party with his hand on the small of her back. I'd laughed it off. They're just friends, she'd said. Eyes bright with something I mistook for happiness. He gets me. The attic spun. Dust motes danced in the single bulb's weak light, and I could still hear Jamie's laughter echoing from downstairs 12 years ago, the day she left. Mommy's going on a trip, she told him, kissing his forehead while I stood in the doorway like a statue. I'd believed her. I'd wanted to believe her. I sank onto the warped floorboards, the letter crumpling in my fist. The house creaked around me, old bones settling into the lie we'd lived. I remembered the nights she'd come home late, perfume sharp and unfamiliar, claiming client dinners. The way she'd stop touching me, her hands fluttering away like startled birds. The fights, quiet, vicious things, where she'd cry and I'd apologize for things I hadn't done. You're paranoid, she'd whisper. You're suffocating me. I wasn't paranoid. I was blind. Downstairs, the front door slammed. Jamie's voice, deeper now, called out, "Dad? You up there?" 22 years old, home from college for the weekend, carrying the weight of a childhood I'd tried to shield him from. I shoved the letter into my pocket, heart hammering against my ribs. "Yeah," I croaked, descending the stairs. He stood in the foyer, tall and broad-shouldered, her eyes in his face. My stomach lurched. "You okay?" he asked, frowning. "You look like you've seen a ghost." I forced a smile. "Just cleaning out the attic. Found some of your old stuff." He grinned, the same crooked smile she used to give me when we were young and stupid and in love. "Anything good?" "Your mother's confession," I thought. "The reason she left us." But I said, "Just junk. Want to help me sort it?" We worked in silence, the kind that used to be comfortable but now felt like walking on glass. Jamie pulled out a photo album, flipping through pages of birthdays and beach trips. There she was, laughing on a picnic blanket, her hair wild in the wind, my arm around her waist. I remembered that day. She'd been distant, checking her phone every 5 minutes. I thought she was stressed about work. "Mom looks happy here," Jamie said softly. She wasn't. She was already gone. That night I couldn't sleep. The letter burned in my nightstand drawer, a live wire under my pillow. I kept seeing Mark's face, smug, knowing, at the company picnic where he'd toasted to new beginnings. I'd shaken his hand, thanked him for looking out for her. At 2 a.m. I drove to the old office building, now a co-working space for startups. The parking lot was empty, lit by flickering streetlights. I sat in my car, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles blanched. What was I doing? Confronting a ghost? Proving something to myself? My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Saw your car. We need to talk." My blood turned to ice. He was here, watching. I got out, the cold biting through my jacket. Mark stepped from the shadows near the entrance, older now, gray at the temples, but still carrying that easy confidence that used to make me feel small. "David," he said, voice smooth as whiskey. "Been a long time." "You knew," I said. It wasn't a question. He didn't flinch. "She was unhappy. You both were. I didn't steal her. She chose. She had a son." My voice cracked. She had a family. She had a life she didn't want. He stepped closer, eyes steady. "You think I'm the villain? She wrote that letter because she couldn't face you. Couldn't face herself. I was just there. I wanted to hit him. Wanted to scream. Instead, I pulled out the letter, Watched his face crumple as he recognized her handwriting. She left this for you. I lied. In Jamie's backpack. 12 years, Mark. 12 years I raised him alone, thinking she'd come back. Thinking it was my fault. He took the letter with shaking hands, eyes scanning the words. When he looked up there were tears. I didn't know she wrote this. She said she'd tell you. That it would be clean. Clean. I laughed, bitter and broken. She vanished. Left a 4-year-old boy asking why mommy didn't love him anymore. Mark's shoulders sagged. She was going to divorce you. Then she found out she was sick. Cancer. Didn't want to burden you. Didn't want Jamie to watch her die. The world tilted. What? She asked me to take care of you both. Financially. Quietly. The child support checks, those were from me. She made me promise. I stumbled back against my car, the letter fluttering to the ground. All these years I'd hated a dead woman. Hated myself for not being enough. And she'd been dying, choosing to spare us the slow horror of watching her waste away. She loved you, Mark said quietly. In her way. She just couldn't stay. I drove home at dawn, the letter on the passenger seat like a sleeping animal. Jamie was asleep on the couch, one arm dangling, mouth open. I covered him with a blanket, sat beside him, and cried for the first time since she left. In the morning, I burned the letter in the backyard fire pit. Watched the words curl and blacken. I'm sorry, I'm the coward, until there was nothing left but ash. Some betrayals aren't about who they choose, but what they're running from. Some love isn't enough to save anyone. Not her. Not me. Not the boy sleeping inside, who'd never know his mother died loving him enough to let him go. I kept the ashes in a jar on the mantel. A reminder that forgiveness isn't clean. It's just what's left when the fire's gone out.